The MA and MFA in Movement Direction are two new programmes at GSA. The MA is a 1-year full-time practical programme and the MFA is a 2-year full-time practical programme. They are both really practical, hands-on programmes to train as movement directors and to give people skills in working with movement as directors, as facilitators and as teachers. So it's really to give that kind of hands-on professional skill in those disciplines.
A movement director is a creative being who works very closely with a director and primarily looking at the kind of physical landscapes of the piece. So it's about collaboration very much, rather than going in and kind of having existing material to present. It's very much collaboration and about going in and working intimately with the whole creative team and the performers.
The way we teach people to become these facilitators and directors of movement is I think you need to have a really robust toolkit of different practices. And that can be all kinds of things, like practices that free up the actor's body and make them more expressive, more open, like authentic movement and 5 rhythms. Practices that help the actor find alignment and ease and efficiency, so Bartinieff fundamentals and Feldenkrais and Alexander technique and these sorts of techniques. It's important for me that this programme sort of acknowledges the kind of cultural shifts that have taken place, and we're thinking about drawing in practices from around the globe, and that also students bring their practices to the table, and part of this programme is going to be unpacking what you're bringing. So you bring your heritage, your movement history, and we work with that dynamically and we see what we can share and explore. So yes, there's lots of the really robust, rich history of movement, but there's also lots that's evolving and new that we can discover, and we should be diving into and allowing the field to kind of grow and evolve.
I think it's been a really important tool to help me communicate with the different people in the room. So when the director's asking me to change a character in a certain way, to have a movement director in the room or an understanding of movement in my training, it makes me go, oh, so you want it to be shifted in this way? Well, through my movement training, I understand that maybe I need to glide instead of dab in that moment.
I think the strongest aspect of student life here at GSA is it's a sense of community, and I think there's a real sense of belonging to to the group that is the GSA student body.
This programme is really embedded in GSA. That's really important because you can't learn movement direction alone in a studio. From the outset, there's opportunities to engage not just with a wide range of tutors who teach across the programmes here, but also to observe and shadow those teachers in their class practice. And then that's developed further because as the productions get underway for our 3rd years, our master's students, movement direction students, will be able to then assist on those productions, work as assistant movement directors, and to start to move from the observation to actually the application of the skills they're gaining. So that's developed even further with a placement opportunity which may be in-house or may take you elsewhere.
It's an all-learning environment. You have students learning in performance, students learning in technical theatre, and then you have students now learning in the creative positions, all kind of collaborating together, creating in a supported environment.
It's almost like a hub of creatives, there's loads of creatives just everywhere that you can collaborate with to make loads of different pieces of art. Everyone's got so many different talents, and you can pull on any of those to make whatever kind of art you feel the most affinity to is really, really nice, and that's what I love about it.